There is more to life than meets the eye. There is more in our past than history can tell. There is more going on in the present moment than we know. There is more to our relationships with one another than we are aware. My name's David Woodall with the United Church of Canada, the Emsdale Pastoral Charge. On a cold Sunday in December, we peek over the horizon, stand on tiptoes with Isaiah hearing his words. The Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners. There is more here than we dared to expect. 2021 is not just another Christmas. There's some kind of awesomeness going on. There is this surge of thankfulness in being able to gather. We've weathered the worst of the pandemic and survived the hurt that we have inflicted on each other. There is a mood of celebration that is enticing us. Oh, there is fear, because not all is well. But there is this surge of reaching out and supporting each other. Something more is coming, and quite frankly, we are ready for this change. In our faith tradition, the 4 weeks prior to Christmas is a time when we verge on the edge of mystery. Advent is a summon towards more, but not just any old more. This season activates our vague, frequently recurring, gnawing sense of need. This need is not something we can dispose of by buying or accumulating or getting or giving. Instead, we grapple with the big issues: the presence of God, the nature of love, the wish for peace on earth and goodwill towards all. It is the moment when earth most closely resembles what God first had in mind, when God began forming nothing into something, shaping less into something more. A world made open, with old, comfortable certitudes broken by the advent of a God who makes all things new. In the world where God comes, we are allowed to roam, to redecide. Here you see is imagination assaulting ideology. Here are new configurations of life that are yet unformed, unthought, undreamed of, but now they are available. Thousands of years ago, echoing Isaiah's words but speaking with his own voice, Jesus said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." We hear these words and we want them to be true. Let's have some good tidings. Let's bind up some broken-hearted. Let's feed the hungry. Let's free the captives. Why can't this be true? Why can't we have more in life? I read a story about refugees camping on the coast of France, trying to enter Great Britain. When asked why they were willing to attempt that treacherous and dangerous passage across the English Channel, one young man who had fled the Middle East in fear replied, "In England, I will find my life." In other words, I will find more. We know that there's more to life. We so much want these ancient words of Isaiah and Jesus to be words spoken to us. You see, we are the afflicted. We are the brokenhearted. We are the captives to all sorts of things that oppress us and keep us down. We are those in prison, and we are those who mourn. We are the ones who have lost. And we live in a world that feels like it's losing its way. Things cannot stay the same as they are. That was the cry heard throughout the land of the Israelites at the time of Jesus' birth. Things cannot stay as they are. And they didn't. And that's part of the message of Christmas. The arrival of Jesus disrupted the life of everyone who had contact with him. There really was something more coming. King Herod killed children to stop something more from coming, but it didn't work. Shepherds left their flocks, wise men left their homes. Mary and Joseph and Jesus fled their old life and lived as refugees in Egypt. Something more was coming. Things cannot stay as they are. Beyond the now, there is more. Isaiah spoke of a world beyond the present arrangements, a world where there is good news and liberty and comfort and garlands instead of ashes. And this is a daring vision. It challenges the powerful who want to hold on to power. It challenges the comfortable who drink coffee in the morning and read the newspaper and live as if nothing is wrong in life. It inspires the hungry and the oppressed to not settle for less than a full life. It inspires our children and our grandchildren to challenge us about the climactic mess we're leaving in this world. There is something more, and perhaps that's what we need to remember. Why Christmas is so important. It reminds us that there is something more. The boundaries are pushed. God is breaking open among us, breaking open in dusty little out-of-the-way places like Bethlehem or Abbotsford, or on the beaches of France, or in the volcanic ashes of Indonesia, or the slums of Soweto. This faith we hold refuses to stay within the confines of the rationale of the dominant society. We refuse to be limited by common everyday experience. Life is so much more than the 7 habits of successful people. Life's not a technique. It's not some flattened series of problems to be solved. It's not some numbing encounter that steals from us real pain or true pleasure. Life is not a cage, no matter how much people want to put us in that cage. There is more to life. We are beckoned out beyond the world of predictability into a new world of thought and risk and gift, in which divine intervention enables us to break out of our cages, to go beyond the reduction of living, to blast apart our tame expectations, and to explode a fresh faith within us. God intervened. This is the Christmas message. Everything was turned on its head. Hungry people were fed, prisoners set free, hope restored, peace restored, joy restored. The dangerous hope of Christmas leads us to daring resistance. To be docile is no longer possible once we've heard that manger story, that disruptor of life, that arrival of hope. To be docile is no longer possible once we have a glimpse of the more that is waiting to be had. And today, once again, intervention is needed. Some decisive intrusion which will enable new life to emerge and halt our grim march towards death. This is Advent. This is Christmas. This is the intervention of God. There is always something more. God bless you.